What's up everyone? Been meaning to make this video for a minute now. There's no city noise right now, so I'm gonna quickly talk. No honking and trains. As you may know, I've made the move from Canada to New York exactly 1 year ago for the sake of my business, KTO, and it has changed my life entirely. You know, I really went from the verge of quitting KTO, stuck in my parents' house in Canada, thinking that maybe I should just get a regular job. That's just the train going by. Thinking that maybe I should just get a regular job. To being overwhelmed with opportunities. I think I'm good financially, and every day over here has just felt like its own movie. I want this video to serve more as a life update because there's just so much that I've kept from you guys. And I want this video to guide any of you guys who are afraid to take that big risk in life and chase your dreams in a big city like New York. So I'm gonna tell you guys the pros and cons of living in this city, especially working in a music or entertainment industry from my experiences. But to do that, I'm gonna go to my favorite place in the city, just somewhere where I go to think and reflect. The most special place, Central Park. Okay, well, let me get a bit closer. So for one, bro, you're gonna make it in New York. Like, that's not exaggerated. If you move here, you will get chances on chances. And it's really just about what you make of them. Everybody is here. Every major company you want to work for, every influencer, all the fans of the influencers. So therefore, everything happens here. My whole thing is I interview artists, and just this year alone by being here, I've interviewed Pink Panthers, Tizo Touchdown, Bryson Tiller, Rema, Moa Lola, Laserdym, shit, even Soulja Boy at one point. And I honestly feel like I'm in my prime here. I've made Complex's list of top 25 media personalities, and all that really took was for me to finally make the move here and just lock in. And two, that leads me to my next point, which is the New York hustle energy truly does just inspire you to want to be better. It pushes you, I promise. If you're in a middle of nowhere city like Denver or Minnesota or Seattle, well, Seattle's pushing it. But if you're in those cities, you can't look around and instantly be inspired. Same friend group, same schedule. New York, on the other hand, you will see so much in the span of just 24 hours. It's nuts. Take Times Square, for example. I know a lot of actual New Yorkers don't like Times Square, and I might be one of those people because when I'm going to meetings, there's so many tourists on the street, and it's just a little bit annoying. But yo, every time I go, I will see one thing where I'm like, I'm not going hard enough. Like from the dude dressed up as Spider-Man selling pictures for $20, or that big sign that says Jimmy Fallon live tonight. I actually remember one day, specifically one day, I saw a late night show. I think it was Jimmy Fallon. And I just thought to myself, I'm like, why can't I do this? I do my show, but it's just on YouTube. Why can't I do this on a big scale and in front of people live? And so because of that little spark and that one moment in Times Square, I launched my own event series called KTO Live in New York. It was back in April, and I shut down the block in Soho. The whole event was sponsored by Shopify.
Hearing Cole Bennett and Arshawn speak and get more intel. Shout out to Arshawn, goated.
And I got to interview my now good friend and inspiration, Cole Bennett, live in front of everyone. You can watch that video on the channel, by the way.
You put it like
or
here?
You put it right here.
Oh, some people do that.
On his hat?
What about like right here?
They do this. Is that annoying?
No. Can you hear me?
Kind of swag, I'm not gonna lie.
Can you hear me?
I'm
ready for it, man.
Yeah, now there's the album to talk about, so I think I'm gonna go back out there. I'm gonna announce you.
Give it up for Cole Bennett. But I felt like a fucking star. Like I felt like I was Jimmy Fallon in that moment. It's little things like that, you know, that spark such a big idea and actually push you to take action on that idea. And that leads me to my next point. There's always something to do. Look, I don't even drink, I don't go to bars, and you would think that's all that New York nightlife has to offer, but nah, man. Just this last month, I went to the Ken Carson concert, met mad artists backstage. Met a ton of artists there, like Two Hollis, for example, who was opening for him. Through that, I got invited to Two Hollis' solo show about a month later. YT was there, Ian was there, chopped it up. Then I got invited to Ian's album release party. And literally a few days later, someone that I met at the Ian party invited me to this Puma showcasing. But then guess whose event that was? ASAP Rocky. You see what I'm trying to say though? It is just legit non-stop excitement. But I will say, the con to that, there is a con. You will get major FOMO. Like if you live out here and you go out once and you experience that, you will definitely feel like every day there's something going on that you're missing out, whether it's an event or a concert or a hangout. And you'll see exactly what happens in New York on like academics the next day and you'll be like, fuck, I wish I was there. All right, the fourth thing and a really big update in my life is that, you know, when you move here, you definitely will make a lot more money. And I say this with motivational purposes only. I mean, you guys have seen the down bad financial part of my life through this channel. But no, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. When you move somewhere with a lot more opportunity, you will just have a higher salary. However, with that, I will say your expenses are going to be extremely high. Like it costs money to live the New York dream. But if I could recommend to anyone watching, if you want to do this, like don't live in Manhattan. Don't even live near downtown Brooklyn. Go live deep in Queens, deep in Brooklyn. That's what I did. And I mean, shit, my rent was still super high. But if that's a lot, genuinely just get a roommate, like, or 2 or 3. It's so not looked down upon in New York. Like I know people that are 40, 50 years old that have a roommate. And I actually love Brooklyn with all my heart. There's so much history and culture over there. I mean, that's where I was in the beginning of the video. That was my rooftop. So one thing I like about Brooklyn and where I live right now is that it's always so live, right? I live right beside the train. There's also this one shack where I guess they do like underground concerts or like rock and rap. And while that sounds really cool, bro, they be doing it at like 1 a.m. sometimes. So I bet you on my walk home right now, I'll go up to my balcony and I bet you they're gonna be doing it. Yo, what is going on? Oh my god. But yeah, anyways, I've always dreamt of living in Manhattan. Never could afford it, but 1 year has passed and honestly, I think I'm ready for that jump. So currently this week I am like hunting for apartments. And apartment hunting in Manhattan is not easy compared to Brooklyn and Queens, bro. You will find a literal shoebox for like 5 times the price. So yeah, I've been looking around for my new home base and here's some apartments I checked out for this next chapter in my career and my life. But I am gonna miss Brooklyn. You know, sometimes they play really great music and I can't get enough of it. I just open my sliding door and I go check it out. I will miss that. I actually will miss that. And I was thinking about it, you know, I'm only going to be this young once in my life and you're making all this money for what? I'm not saying to go spend it all and be lavish with it, but I've worked so hard the past couple of years where I'm like, I think I deserve it. Go get a nice place. Go get the building with the pool. Go get the building with the amenities. Like stop cheaping out and just enjoy what you've worked so hard for. But yeah, I'll definitely do a new apartment tour video once I actually get one and I'll show you guys on here. So wish me luck. Okay, the 5th thing, my final point is about your mental health. As I'm explaining it, New York can be such a rush of happiness, but it could also be the absolute opposite. Like bro, it gets to a point where you feel like you're working 24/7. I mean, I run a business, so I definitely feel that way, but you're getting so many opportunities that you just want to do everything. You want to meet every person in the industry. You want to make every penny. And it's just like, bro, you start to lose sight of your actual life. I don't get time to cook. I don't get time to clean. My place is a mess most of the time. I don't hang out with my friends as much as I should. It's nonstop work, and I'm really trying to be better about it because otherwise I will lose who I was before I moved here. And this is going to sound kind of stupid, but my way of combating this issue so far has actually been biking. I know this is not a sponsor, although I wish it was because I'm like the biggest advocate for this. But genuinely, riding the New York City bikes everywhere that I want to go has been so great for my mental health. It makes it so I'm not always on my phone. It makes it so that I'm active. And riding around all these different neighborhoods, each block is like dominated by a culture. Puerto Ricans in Bushwick, Greek people in Astoria, Jewish people in Williamsburg. Like you experience so much culture and it's just on your way to work. And to me, getting to do that keeps me a lot more sane. So I will say if you guys are moving here, just find that one thing that is not your work, because I promise you need to separate something from work if you truly want to enjoy your time here. Okay, so that being said, where I'm at with KTO now, if I'm being super real with you, I'm actually pretty unsure at the moment of what I want the future of KTO to be. Like, do I want to strive to build this huge media company empire, like complex? Or do I just want to keep doing what I love in the best curated way at like a decent scale? Like, to be honest, we've been offered a lot of money from investors to really scale this thing up, hire a bunch of staff, new hosts, and it's like, I am undecided if that's what I want to do.
Yo guys, I'm editing this video and I thought I'd expand a little bit more on what I'm saying. I'm not necessarily opposed to investors on KTO. Like, do we make good money already? Yes. But if I had $700,000 laying around, could I then turn that into like 3-4 million? I'd hire more staff, I'd hire a new host, get an office, run a lot of marketing and ads on our interviews, probably hire a sales team and get big brand partnerships. I mean, we get good brand partnerships now, but you know, there's another league above that, which is like the McDonald's and the Foot Lockers. Point being, yes, with investment money, we would grow a lot. But then I also think like part of the reason I enjoy owning and running KTO so much and not having a job position at some other big media company is that I can do whatever I want whenever I want. And I think a lot of people that want to invest in us will tell us that that's still going to remain the same. But I think I've seen enough to know that you do lose a little bit of control. So yeah, I hope that clears it up, but back to the video.
What would you guys do if you were me? Genuine question. Like, where would you take this brand? Would you be okay with losing some control in order to really expand? It's so conflicting because the last thing you want to do is just take the fun out of what you love. But yeah, I think that's how I want to end up the video. TLDR, take that big risk, make your dream come true. But yo, like, remember to stay a human, you know?
Oh.